Have you ever dreamed of starting your own side hustle, but then you get stuck thinking you need like thousands of dollars just to get off the ground? Well, what if I told you that you can get in the game for less than the cost of a new phone? Seriously, today we're going to dive into a playbook that shows you exactly how.
So, this pretty bold claim comes from a guy named Koerner, who's kind of known as the king of side hustles. Think about that, $500 or less. That's it. That's the price of admission to potentially change your entire life. But if it's that cheap, what's really stopping us?
And here's the twist, right? The biggest thing holding you back, it's not what's in your bank account. It's what's in your head. It has so much less to do with capital and, way more to do with courage. So let's talk about this side hustle gold rush. To really get what the opportunity is here, you've got to understand the man himself. Koerner isn't just some influencer. He's a true serial entrepreneur who treats business almost like a science experiment. He has launched over 80 businesses. And that number is so key because it's not about 80 times successes. No way. It's about 80 attempts, 80 experiments, 80 lessons learned the hard way. This is literally what a bias for action looks like in the real world.
And really, all of that experience, all those experiments, it all boils down to this one really powerful question. This is the why for so many of us, isn't it? It's not just about making a little extra cash on the side. It's about grabbing the wheel and actually shaping your own future.
Okay, but before we can even get to a business plan, we have to talk about an even bigger obstacle. Turns out, the biggest competitor you will ever face is yourself.
This is the first gate you have to walk through. What Koerner's saying here is that you have to want a solution to your problems, your financial problems, more than you fear what your friends or your family or strangers on the internet might think. It's a really powerful gut check moment. And this just nails it, right? This is the mental flip you have to make. We build up this whole story in our heads that the world is watching our every move, just waiting for us to fail. But the reality? Come on, everybody is totally wrapped up in their own lives. And realizing that, man, it's so freeing. Okay, so you've gotten over the fear. What's the first actual tactical step? Well, this is where Koerner's advice gets really interesting. And for some people, maybe a little controversial. He is a huge champion for the art of copying. You know how it goes. Most of us have an idea, we Google it, we see someone's already doing it, and we just give up. Koerner says that is the exact moment you should be getting excited. A competitor has already done all the hard work of proving there's a market for what you want to do.
So how do you turn that validation into action? Koerner lays out this super simple, repeatable process. You can use tools like the Web Archive to see how their website and their pricing have changed over time. Then you can use something like SimilarWeb to see how much traffic they're getting. This whole thing lets you skip all their early mistakes and start right where they are today, with the model that's already working.
And if you need proof that this actually works, just look at this. Koerner got the idea for his iPhone screen business from a guy who literally cold called him to buy broken screens. He didn't reinvent the wheel. He just built a better, faster, stronger version of it. And the results? I mean, just look at that explosive growth year after year.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory. But what about right now? Like, what's a real idea that you could actually start today?
Well, Koerner points to this absolutely massive untapped market that is hiding in plain sight. And remember, the price of admission to get into this massive market, it's just that $500 we've been talking about.
Okay, now what's so interesting here is the gap. Just look at this. You have a huge number of small business owners, we're talking 77%, who know that AI is a total game changer, but only 5% are actually using it. That giant space in between, that is your business opportunity. They need a guide. They need you.
But hold on, don't you need to be some kind of tech genius for that? Not anymore. Thanks to this thing Koerner calls vibe coding, you can use platforms like Replit to build the tools these businesses need with simple English prompts. You literally just describe the app you want to build, and the AI builds it for you. The barrier to entry, it's completely vanished. And the financial model for this is it's incredible. We're talking about really high-value services here. For example, you could build an AI voice agent for a local plumber, charge them a few $1,000s up front, and then get a nice, healthy monthly retainer just to maintain it. Okay, now, before you run off to start your new AI consultancy, Koerner has a really crucial dose of reality for us. This path, it isn't some magic solution to all of your problems.
He really wants you to ask yourself this question and be honest. It's not about whether you can do it. We've already seen that the tools are there for you. The real question is, should you do it? Because here's the thing, becoming an entrepreneur isn't about getting something for nothing. It's about making a trade. It requires sacrifice. So you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to put on the table? And this is the point, right here. A side hustle isn't a magical fix. It's just a different path, and it has its own unique set of challenges and its own unique rewards. This is the fundamental trade. You give up that predictable, safe 9-to-5 paycheck in exchange for volatility. And that means the potential for a much, much higher ceiling. Yeah, but also a much lower floor. It's a choice, and it's not for everyone. But if you've weighed all the trade-offs and you're still in, this is Koerner's final piece of advice. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. The more you can shrink that time between having the thought and taking action, the more you build that bias for action muscle. It actually becomes a habit.
And so that's where we're left. The knowledge is out there, the tools are more accessible than ever before, and the cost is crazy low. The only real question left is the one right there on your screen. What's your first move going to be?